Hello, welcome to Mystic Moons. It's the weekend, and it's still the summer of 2026. So many things have been happening to you, to the world, to me. Sometimes you just gotta step back and kind of think about what is really going on. The strange energies are running through people's lives. Yours, mine, and other people. Even our celebrities, you take a look at them, we've heard so much about them. And then when we see them do one thing and another thing and another thing, we realize that these certain people seem to be doing some superhuman type of, things where they have strange abilities. Now, we all know about singers, actors, entertainers, but sometimes, and there's been a lot of discussion about how they got to where they are, their fame, their fortunes, and their talents. And that's what we're going to think about, their talents. Now, many of us can sing, draw, write, be part of the cultural impact that we live in. But however, Mystic Moon listeners, very few of us get to have the range of someone, let's say, like Ariana Grande. Now, Ariana, you can imagine working as a child, right? You come in contact with a lot of people. It's a veneer of shading, a look that a lot of people get when they're, casting agents, set people, they makeup people. They have a certain air about them. You can call it sophistication, you can call it tolerance, but there's something going on. And we all know about the rituals, the upside down pyramid, the hand signals, all those things, right? And we also have heard stories by now, just about everybody has, of like some of the private parties. Diddy, Weinstein, it goes into it. Now you can imagine being a young child, how much you would be exposed to. Now, just because somebody's a little kid or somebody's an old lady, it doesn't really affect the range of projection or perception. They know, when your frequency, you're born with a certain amount of frequency. It's up to you to tune it up, turn it up, right? And then when you take like something that requires, let's say, singing or dancing or something, different from the usual yes ma'am, no ma'am, and yes sir, no sir type things. Well, then you become quite clever in some way. And clever doesn't mean, super intelligent. It just becomes your awareness has changed. And you can imagine with Ariana Grande interacting with adults, being accepted as a peer, where her frequency level had to jump, her brains had to jump, her id had to jump. Okay. Now, before she was could make her own special judgments, like this is good, this is bad. Do you think that she was inadvertently met others who said, this little girl has potential. We can take her. We can use her. She was used. You don't go out there at 8 years old commanding an audience and getting a paycheck without being a tool of somebody's play, plan, scheme. And we all know that things aren't exactly bare ass or, this is ugh, ugh. It's not that way. Things are woven into some sort of covering that is palatable to you and I. Palatable. Anyway, Ariana Grande, you do remember that 2017, Manchester, England? How many people died? 20, I think it was something like 25 people, children, kids, were killed her fans. Her fans were killed, and almost 200 were injured. Injured. Now that sounds to me like sacrifice, ritual. I mean, yeah, it was horrible. I mean, how many concerts have you been to that you've seen blood? Have you ever seen somebody smashed up? It's not pretty. It's not pretty. You freak out. Well, she freaked out. That maybe she's channeling, she's been used since youth, since squirtlehood, since being a baby, to channel a frequency, channel a service. So make money as a service, right? Entertain people, sell merch, sell anything. But it's more complicated than that because there are certain frequencies that the humans do their best at. And there's certain frequencies that make us flip out. Now, Ariana has a 4-octave voice. She's a great singer. She's developed her craft. But you see the toll on her body lately. You see her weight going down and down. She's a petite woman, but she used to be a little more, rounder. And I also remember there's some old videos around of her like being smirked and grunted at by Bill Clinton, by old guys. I mean, here's this little, 12-year-old, 13-year-old going, and some slobbering 50-something, 60-something, 70s, et cetera, slobbering, Come on, is it so? She's had to endure a lot, right? So she needed some sort of protection, amulet, stone, gem, energy, frequency, something like that. Right? She would. Okay, let's do a reading and find out if, besides that Manchester, England horror, it was a horror. Perez. We've all heard of Perez Hilton, the Cubano gossip columnist who's been pretty heavy in the news for the past couple decades. Well, we all know his latest trip. And guess who he mimed when he was all bloodied, stabbing himself? Ariana Grande's video. Her video. Channeling much? So let's see. Let's take a reading. And let's see. Arts. The dark arts. Is she controlled? Is she a practitioner of witchcraft? How to use that word, witchcraft? Demonology? Something. I mean, the world of the then, the now, and the future is not exactly separate. It's not exactly separate. Now, let's see. Is Ariana Grande? Look at these beautiful pussycats. See which ones are telling us. Look at these faces. This one. Is she? This is almost like an innocent look. It's still speculative, this card here. Let's see now. Another one. Something over here. Is she? This is almost like stubborn and staunch information. Now let's pick another one. Let's see. This one here. This is like almost pleading. This one here, almost pleading. How can she be that way? How can she be in line with the demons? But she definitely connects in a weird way, doesn't she? With other people. And you can say loosely hinged people. Okay, so yes, we can say this, it's in the air. And, the Wi-Fi frequencies, ionized radiation. You can say a million things, but we're talking about connection to the others, non-human sources. Is she? Is she? I'm going to pick one more, and we're going to see if we can get some kind of message. Is she connected to the dark arts? Is she? All right. You take these right here. I see my internet is a little funky. Okay. Well, I live up in the mountains, in the woods. And sometimes there's beautiful trees, these beautiful flowers do have a way of blurring things, but however, we'll take it slow because we're contemplating this. We have here the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Meaning she's almost as though she is like a vessel. She is a vessel for some sort of a conduit, an energy flow. Maybe somebody wanted to get at Perez. And they used, did she come up with that video herself? There's been talk that she's been borrowed, I'll use the word liberally, borrowed some other people's work. I don't know about the bath of blood, but blood is a definite sacrifice. It is a calling call to the other worlds. Blood. They love blood. Red blood. And then to smear yourself in it. She's the one who smeared herself first in her petal labeled album. The next one we got, let's see, what is this? Oh, another vehicle. Another vehicle. We have the Knight of Pentacles. She's definitely riding some kind of really poisonous energy. She's definitely bringing something into her lexicon, her feet, her through herself. We all emanate. Sometimes you've seen people, you feel good vibes, you feel bad vibes, you feel generosity, you feel energy, you feel lazy, you feel, people, we emanate what we are, what we do, and we generate. Instead of saying to people worrying about are you a male or a female and all this other BS, let's say what energy flow are you carrying? Forget about viruses. What energy are you carrying? That's the thing. They're too scared to go that direction because that's too much for the universe. The universe, right? The universe. Ooh, and look at this. And this is the Eight of Wands. Precarious situation. Precarious situation. I would say that she is quite the carrier. She has a lot, and it's eating her alive. She can't stop it because she made a pact. She made a pact with some sort of being, some sort of energy of destruction. Unwittingly, when she was very young. Our parents should have known, but we weren't there. Something, even with her brother, I'm there for my sister when he went public in a brief video, TikTok video. He was naked. What? Okay, so he works out. But what was the point? You have a sibling in trouble and you're there in your birthday suit going like, oh, I'm there for my sister. Isn't that effed up? That's effed up. Well, that's a lot of, so we have a lot of energy, we have a lot of carryover, we have a lot of what? Something about this whole thing that doesn't sit right, doesn't it? I mean, her appearance. Look at this. And what is this? The devil. Now, Now, usually I would look at this card as being unconventional ways, manipulations. But look at this. With the reading, we have two knights, the flow and the fire, the flow and the earth, the cup and the water. They're very synchronized together, planting the seed of chaos. Very, very scary. The Eight of Wands in this particular deck. Beware. And then we have the devil. Draw your own. You can see where this person, Ariana Grande, she has traveled a path that few humans go, ride, walk, gallop on. And there's a league of nefarious spirits that are eating up this woman alive. So we can see that something is painfully wrong. Something that is unholy surrounds or emanates, broadcasts from Ariana Grande. We can just hold her and send a moment, send energy of purity, send energy of like free yourself. She's struggling, but habits are hard to break. Habits are hard to change. Uses. When you do ceremonies, I don't consider myself doing ceremonies. I don't like the dark arts. But I do believe that we exist on different frequency levels. We exist. It's not so simple like you get born, you go to school and go, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, teacher, no, teacher, yes, miss, no, mister. I mean, it's not that way. It's not as bubblegum as we're taught it to be. It's much more complex. And they make a whole point in all our societies of keeping, especially the Western societies, I know the other ones too, the Eastern society, of keeping a lot of who are and what we really are. It's almost as though you're not in the club to broadcast it. Huh? You're not in the club. Well, Ariana is definitely a knight of some sort. She has, I would say, maybe she's more than a knight. She's a practitioner of something that even, maybe she wants to change. She wants to get out. And let's send that energy for her to get out of that coven or out of that group, out of that nasty place. She's trying. But can she succeed? Can she succeed? We can just hope. Send energy. Let's take a moment and let's commune with Ariana. Don't be afraid. You can do it. You can do it. Us and her. She was brought here to do something wonderful, and somewhere along the lines, that got a little complicated. All these things about being a witch, all these things about the craft, rituals, you don't need this, Ariana. You could break away. You can break away, but you've got to be strong and eat. Eat. You need to have something on you. You can't let yourself be wasting away physically. However, you've got to realize a lot of things, and that takes bravery. Money is not everything. Well, think about it. The choices we make, for fame, for glory, for money. Even when you rent yourself out to, any job, secretarial job, horse racing job, farm job, office job, education, whatever it is, you can meet elements of people that want to bend you. Don't. Don't give them your soul. Don't, because it's hard to get out. And there's no loyalty unless they could still use you. Use you. Remember that. Find your mission. Find your purity. Well, thank you for the listening, because this is important. This is very important because you listen to someone who is connected with rituals. Now, rituals, I don't mean like the dark arts, like spirits. We know there's spirits. I mean, it's not just TV, radio, literature, paid literature. It's more than that. I mean, look around you. Look at the birds. Look at the bugs. Look at the flowers. Look at the trees. Look at the nature. What do they do to be? They have a cycle, a life cycle. They do. Now, what do? We keep our heads in the toilet. We do this, we do that. We go he. And we're brainwashed into acceptance of what? What? Ariana Grande is asking herself, what? Perez Hilton copying her and bathed in blood. She was transferring her energy that she got to a susceptible soul. Him. And you could say a lot of things about Perez Hilton, but that's not why we're here. We're here to realize that entities, frequencies, spirits, different dimensional creatures, beings exist. They do. And it's up to you to go poo-hoo or welcome, hallelujah, and praise be. It's up to you. Your choice. Your choice. So, listeners, thank you very much for being with me. And think about it. Think about when you listen to her music. Think about the struggles that she's going through. Think about the reading that we had. The Knight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Devil. Doesn't take too much interpretation. Does not. Pick your side. Pick your side.